Lovely. Here we go then. We're going 5. A very good morning to the rock star. That is Rochelle Rocky Clark. Morning, Rocky. How are we?
Good morning. I am very well. I'm topped up, ready to go. Done my training. We're all good. It's going to be a good day. Got coaching the Savo. Can't knock it.
Well, we're incredibly grateful for you to squeeze us into your incredibly busy schedule, media and coaching and PT and all the rest of it. That's all going well, that side of things for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Running my boot camps and doing my PTs, all going well. And then just found the new realms of CrossFit. So I'm one of those people now. So I'm loving it and throwing myself around a gym and doing lots of reps and stuff. So it's given me a new lease of life, actually. So the old girl's still going.
Yeah, I know you are. It's been a trademark of your career, finding little things to just keep inspiring you to move on and get better. So anyway, look, we could chat personally all day long, couldn't we? But look, the reason we got you on, obviously, England, New Zealand, huge game at the weekend. Some unbelievable viewing figures coming out of the BBC, sort of beating men's football at the weekend and what have you. It was a great occasion. Obviously, a heavy win for England, 43-12. But obviously, the set piece dominated, and therefore, no better person probably on the planet to get on than your good self. What did you make of the game and the spectacle?
Yeah, what a fantastic game! Like England are another level at the moment. The set piece. England's always had a really strong set piece, but this was such a dominant display by England, and you could tell by selection. Simon Middleton went for a heavy pack to compete with New Zealand, and just their dominance in the line out, the drive, like always you got Lark on the back of these big dominant carries, and the maul, brilliant, and it's great to see the scrum functioning really well as well.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, isn't it? You can try and outplay New Zealand sides, but actually stopping them at source. And I love that selection. A lot of eyebrows raised that Poppy Clear was the player of the Six Nations at 8 with Sarah Hunter injured, but she went in the second row with Zoe Allcroft at 6, and so plenty of line out options for England, and they literally just stopped New Zealand at source. Is that the way that you found that you do need to beat New Zealand?
Yeah, absolutely. When we went down to New Zealand in 2017, it was that was how we had to play against them. We scored off a couple of driven mauls, and you stop them at source, you grind it out of them, and then they really struggle with that. So that's definitely an area I imagine that they're really working hard on this week to be competitive with England, because I'm sure they want a much closer game than last game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, is it too simple to say, Rocky, that we are really seeing the fruits of full professionalism now? Certainly, that's a large part of it. But is it a little bit more than that with this England side?
Yeah, I mean, we are lucky enough that for many years the line out and the scrum has been a real area of strength for England. But there's just another level just been added every year on, that England is just getting better and better. And when you can do your drills, you can smash through your lineouts every single week. When you've got the time to be in camp and you're being professional, and the analysis that's going on, the work, there's little skills to upskill us in our set piece is just but so beneficial being professional. And hopefully the likes of Wales and stuff will get better and better with that backing and that support and the time to be able to do that.
And as you well know, is that it's also that just that time together, whether it's having a game of Monopoly Go or hiding the teddy, whatever game. I can't remember. That was that game 2014, was it? Hiding people's teddies or something. But just had that time together that within these camps, and that England have that time to do, whereas New Zealand haven't played for over 2 years, and most people probably would have expected an England win possibly with that knowledge. But actually, the margin of victory was quite so significant. That time together as people as well as rugby players is significant as well.
Oh, it's paramount. And leading into the 2014 World Cup, we lived in each other's pockets for sort of 6 months leading up, and to have that that camaraderie, wanting to play for each other, knowing each other inside out makes a huge difference to how far you're willing to push yourself and not give up. And as I said, the time on the pitch is so important that they can really rep out a number of drills that they're going through, line out drills. And so Lark and Amy Cockayne will know exactly who jumps where, how they jump, what their triggers are. And that is just so important. They're the small details, the 1%ers that make the difference. And you can see that is just paying dividends now, and getting to know the girls off the pitch as well, and having that team ethos is vital to the team doing well.
Absolutely. Lewis Deacon's obviously come in over the Six Nations. The scrum did struggle, certainly against France. Sarah Byrne was obviously back from injury. Maud Muir came off the bench. I tried to get those first names and second names wrong. But Maud Muir came off the bench, was impressive. Have you heard rumblings from Marley and Poppy Cleal about what Lewis Deacon is bringing to that England squad?
Yeah, they're saying he's bringing another level. Every coach they get brings their own specialism, and obviously he's phenomenal in his set piece, and you can see how much work has gone into that in previous years and how much they're doing now. So it's great that he's making such a difference in the scrum as well. And obviously Sarah Byrne, the little baby rhino, is back just doing her thing, and you got Bottomman back from injury, just and a big heavy back five. You're stating what you're going to do, aren't you? You're taking them on up front, and that's what we did. Absolutely.
And you taught them all everything you know. So it's all down to Rocky Clark, which is why you're on. Zoe Allcroft had an exception game. Player of the match went to one of your fly halves, Zoe Harrison. Just a word on Zoe, and from my very humble opinion, just really maturing, really beginning to prop blossom there.
Yeah, it's great to see, and Zoe's been really lucky. She's obviously been at Sarries with such good ball carrying forwards that she has a lot of front football and has got like a beautiful boot, so she can play and get the ball out wide when she needs to, play in the right areas, and she's having that from the England forwards as well. So she's just able to blossom. She's a real threat on ball as well. So she's got every part of the game, a wise head on young shoulders, and that's what you want. And I think it's been great for her and Helena that obviously Katie's retired, and so they're getting their opportunities now and playing against the best in the world, and that they're showing how good they are.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's move on. Let's move on to look ahead to this Sunday up at Frackless Gardens. What do England need to polish, if anything?
Just I'd make sure it's obviously much of the same. Stick to their game plan, and we know that New Zealand struggled to deal with the speed of the ball. That England are just getting around the corner, punching up, getting New Zealand on the back foot. That's the kind of stuff we need to be focusing on ourselves. Obviously, there was a few times in defence that we need to work on getting connected, and I would be looking at that on our defensive shape, to work in our threes, getting our line speed, getting those double tackles in. But the girls have put in a really good shift, and they need to carry on the momentum, and much the same with the set piece as well. Just keep going and let them unleash the backs when it's appropriate.
Yeah, for me it was that execution, and it was first game for a while, and that there is going to be a little bit of rust, and if we're being really analytical about it, you probably left 30-35 points out there in terms of tries and opportunities out wide, and that crispness of catch pass wasn't quite there at times on the outside, but geez, you're going to take 43 trial one all day long. Rocky, how significant is it to back this up next week? Because don't know the plans pre-World Cup, but obviously going down there for a World Cup next year down in their backyard, how significant would the psychological edge be if England put another performance in like that, or certainly just a back-to-back win?
Yeah, this is a really interesting debate because we've obviously played New Zealand twice before World Cup finals and beat them in the autumns, and then we've gone and lost in the finals against them in the World Cup. So there's a bit of that history maybe just lingering. But I think if we can, if we could get another really dominant display against them, that's going to put a seed of doubt in the New Zealand minds, and it's going to give England a huge amount of confidence. Obviously, you're going to New Zealand's backyard to go and play in the World Cup. They're not going to give it up easily. So England need that confidence that they can beat them. But they're going to have to put the graft in for the next year and, keep up in their game and absolutely make sure everything's, finely polished for the Six Nations and any other games they've got.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, look, while you're here, I just wanted to get your take on a couple of the home unions and plenty of players in squads that have been announced in the last week. And just get your unbelievably experienced take on it, Madame Centurion. Scotland have announced their squad for that test against Japan. Rachel Malcolm we back captaining, and Brian Easton. We're looking to obviously build on that brilliant campaign for the European World Cup qualifiers, where they're still obviously in that fight to get a World Cup spot. What did you make of their squad?
Yeah, it's an exciting squad. There's obviously some youngsters and oldies in alike, and it's great to see. Obviously, Jade Concoy is a massive talisman for the team back in, and her ability to get front foot ball in the hardest of situations against a big defensive effort. She will always get you over the gain line. And I'm really excited to see Lindsay O'Donnell back in the squad after being out for, I think 2017 was her last cap. So it's great to see how well she's been doing in the Allianz 15s and seeing her back in, and she's just a work rate, effort, and ball carrying. She's a really good air guy. I used to play with her at Worcester and see all the she's an unsung hero how much work she does. And I think you mentioned earlier maybe 4 debutants, as well as sort of the likes of Helen Nelson, who's a stalwart of the team now and going strong and just playing better and better every game. It's exciting to see. I'm looking forward to the game.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. That trajectory of Scottish women's rugby is definitely on the up, isn't it? And there's some real quality, certainly a real quality 15, and now in that certainly a back row, back 5 of the pack. There's some selection issues for Brian Easton, which Scotland have always had the privilege of being able to say that. Ireland announced their squad as well, 33 players, including 6 uncapped players, rewarding lots of young players for performances in the interprovincials. Of course, Munster won that, and the All-Ireland League as well. But just intertwined between some real experience in that Ireland squad as well. Obviously, looking to bounce back for not being able to qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah, they've been struggling over the last few years, and I think it's great to see that they've got some real experience. Like Lindsay Peat is a stalwart of the game, and somebody I hugely respect, and Sene Napo as well. She's a phenomenal for Ireland week in, week out. So it's great to have the sort of cornerstones of those experience then spattered with the new sort of youngsters coming through, and we've got to see the youngsters coming through now. If it's not working, we need to develop and regroup and keep moving forward. And these young players coming through have had the opportunity and been competing well every week. So it's great to see them come in and see what they can do. It's going to be a tough ask, but I think these girls have got to gel quickly and then move forward.
Yeah, Adam Gregg's last campaign, obviously Greg McWilliams taking over this. I wonder how many conversations those two have had. But yeah, if you're playing well for in your club or provincial shirt, you've got to be rewarded for it. Otherwise, it kind of makes it nonsensical. But both Scotland and Ireland doing that, so it's great to see. Rocky, thank you so much for all your thoughts on England, New Zealand, and the Ireland and Scotland squads there. Really, really appreciate your time. Keep doing what you're doing. I see a little barbarians top there. Who knows? Well, see you later in the year. Who knows? Let's hope so. Fingers crossed for all those rugby fans. We've had the England opinion through Rocky Clark. Thank you so much, Rocky.